Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for mid-March 2024. We're going to jump right in here. You have this card that says, there's nothing outside of you that can fulfill you. It says, you miss the beauty when you are stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy. Sometimes let it all go. So there you go, Aquarius. Definitely time to let go of any of your concerns or anything that's worrying you. Are you kidding? Right there. So I think you need to let go of things that you are worrying about, especially if you're worrying about love. You have the Lovers there. Everybody's had the Tower, which is crazy. I switch decks every single reading, so it's always pretty weird to me when a card repeats so much. Again, I think that we're going to see a lot of global Tower moments over the next several years, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And, we're going to see what comes up. But you have the Lovers in the area of your current general energies. So some of you could be thinking about love. And if you're not thinking about love, I feel like you're thinking about a choice or a decision that you're going to make. And it's kind of like, if I'm being honest with you here, Aquarius, I think that you're thinking about a decision that you're going to make anyway. That's kind of what I'm getting. You end with the Ten of Swords. And personally, I don't mind the Ten of Swords, especially as an outcome, because it suggests that you're ending one thing and just going towards another. I mean, it's just a card of an ending. And it can also represent a blessing in disguise as well. And so what I would say is that if you're like agonizing, this right here crossing with the Nine of Swords would represent kind of like agonizing over a decision, or just going round and round and round and round. So I feel like the round and round thinking needs to come to an end here, Aquarius. This could represent like burying the hatchet with a person. So, if you have an ex or something and you need closure, this type of energy always reminds me of like going and getting closure, even if, even if you need to chew someone out, right? Or whatever the case may be, like maybe you need to write your ex a letter or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head for some of you that some of you need to do that. I think it would just like get it out, even if you burn the letter, right? You don't even have to like send it to a person, but like I think if you get the energy, like something needs to come out here. Like I know I'm mumbling my words today, but that's what I'm getting here off the Nine of Swords. Like something needs to come out. If you're trying to make a decision, the Nine of Swords can represent what hurts you or helps you, because as a crossing energy. And so I feel for some of you, this might not be love. It might just be a choice that you're trying to make. And the Nine of Swords basically says, pick the new path. The other interesting thing is that we have the Two of Pentacles in the area of your thoughts. The Two of Pentacles basically says, pick the new path. I always say that if you're trying to make a choice with the Two of Pentacles, pick the new option. That will probably be a much better option. It will lead to more success and abundance. But Two of Pentacles is about like doing too much. It's about spinning plates, juggling. And it's my card of like work hard, play hard. So I feel for a lot of you, you probably, you, Aquarius, probably need more play. It's when we play, when we do things that we enjoy, that we get out of our head and we can kind of like come up with answers to problems, or we find better solutions to the problems that we're dealing with. In the area of your foundation, you have the Tower. The Tower gets reduced down to its foundation. So some of you maybe, I do feel that, like some of you maybe feel like you have been reduced down to a foundation, as in, maybe things have already come collapsing down in your life in like the past, and it's now you're in this position of rebuilding. The Tower is about reality and, kind of seeing reality for what it is. These people have been building these walls up around them too high, and they've been ignoring reality. So they're being brought back down to reality so they can see reality for what it is. It is kind of weird. This isn't going to be true for all of you, but for some of you, I feel that you recently learned a truth about something that was like uncomfortable or something like that. It's definitely popping into my head. Like maybe you learned, maybe you found out someone lied to you about something and it caused like a Tower moment or something along those lines. It does look to me like you're getting justice or you're healing this, because you go straight up to the Four of Swords right here. So I wouldn't really worry about it necessarily. Again, I think this is something that's already happened. I also definitely feel there could be a global Tower moment. Clearly, again, every single person, literally every single sign has had the Tower again. And so, there you go. In the area of the past, or the energy that you're moving past, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores, and it is a card of moving forward. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be moving forward in new directions in your life. The story of the Six of Swords is that this woman and this child in the boat, they have nothing on them but the clothing on their back, and they are completely starting over. They are completely letting go of the past and completely starting over in some area of their life. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be completely starting over in some area of your life, or you could feel that way. And again, especially with the Tower, as well. There's more of that energy. I do feel like things are going to be kind of like improving for you though. You have this love card. It says true love and fidelity. You have this Caduceus card. It says you will receive news from afar. So there could be, maybe you have received news from afar, because again, it is coming up in the past. Although I don't know, I kind of feel like this is more present. So some of you could be receiving communication or news, maybe from like a past person. It doesn't have to be love either. It could just be, a person that you've dealt with, or a person you know, or a friend or something. I am getting like important news as well. So, again, if there is a person who's communicating something to you, I would pay attention, because again, it could be like helpful, or it could be information that's like guiding you towards something better. And that's definitely what I would pay attention to here. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have the Four Swords. Obviously, if you had a tower moment, you're going to be healing from a tower moment. It's another card that represents a blessing, though. So there is a person right here who's blessing this other person, and he is kind of like praying or hoping to receive blessings. So I do feel that there could be blessings coming in for you if you're hoping for blessings, or if you're hoping to receive a blessing in your life. And again, I kind of feel that this reading is leaning more towards being a blessing in disguise. You have this Rider card that says, words are magic, use them to manifest more abundance. Your words have power to influence, share your gift with the world. So definitely watch your words. You have this Animals card. It says, unleash and build wealth with your spirit animals. Reawaken the wild and free spirit that has been asleep for too long. Yeah, it's almost like the first part. Well, I'm going to show you this. Like right through here is a very serious energy. And again, I have found in life, like when I take things too seriously, then usually things fall apart, right? So it's when I'm having fun and enjoying myself and doing things that I enjoy, then things seem to kind of flow a little bit better. So I do feel that there's something here. There is a part of this reading that says, that you could be taking things so seriously. I don't really have a good example for you, but it's like, as a kid, I had no imagination. I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart, right? So like super serious as a kid. I was a total nerd. I was into like bugs, fish, and animals, of course, and dinosaurs, stuff like that. But I didn't watch cartoons or anything like that, right? But as I got older, it's like I used to take things very seriously. And even, I always tell a story. I sat in my room for like 4 years. I had a big business failure when I was like 21, when I was younger. And, I just was like beating myself up because I thought I was like some sort of like super entrepreneur or something like that, right? And so I sat there and did basically nothing. Although that's not completely true. I did some stuff, but I basically did nothing, and I was like really beating myself up. But I was like, I had this like mindset, and I'm sorry that I'm telling the story, but I think it's important to what's going on here in your reading, Aquarius. So hopefully it helps some of you. I had this mindset where I was like beating myself up, and I wouldn't allow myself to have fun because like I wasn't making money, but I was like taking it very seriously, and I kind of get that energy here in this reading. Like I wouldn't allow myself to do anything at all, period, right? I just sat there and I just like tried businesses that never worked. And it's like I was trying to force things, and I kind of like, I'm not saying that you're trying to do that, but what I am saying is like when we take things that seriously, things definitely aren't going to work. It's like I was trying to force to work. I was using force instead of allowing things to work. And I always say that it wasn't until I started walking, that was like the first thing I did. Then I started going out with friends again. And like once I started doing that, I started getting better answers. I started coming up with solutions. I started, understanding what I needed to do. And I was like allowing things to happen. And I kind of feel that this part of the reading is saying there will be a blessing in disguise when you allow it to happen, right? So I think you need to allow it. You have the Four of Cups. This is coming up in the area of your next few months. The Four of Cups says you are actually receiving everything you want and need, but you need to mix it together. I always say this card to me is my card of trying to bake a cake. Like he's trying to bake a cake. He's manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he's disappointed because he's manifested the ingredients. But all he has to do is mix them all together and pop it in the oven, and they will, it will turn into a cake. So I feel like some of you need to, kind of like bake that cake, whatever you're trying to manifest. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to, kind of like come into alignment with what you want. But I do feel like there could be very supportive people around you. I don't necessarily think like everyone in your life is supportive, but I think you need to make sure that you're spending more time with the people who are supportive of you, who, guide you, who want to move you in new directions and, all that other good stuff as well. But I also feel that there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here with the Nine of Cups. So, that looks really good. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about curiosity or being curious. So I kind of feel for a lot of you that you need to follow your curiosity at this time. I think this is true for everyone, but definitely for you air signs. If something captures your attention, if you become, if you become interested in a new direction or something new excites you, I would look into those things, because I really feel that your curiosity is going to be leading you towards like major success. You have this Ten of Swords here. It's kind of interesting because I do feel like you're seeing how something is a blessing in disguise. He's making a symbol right here with his hand, and that symbol represents a blessing. So again, this card itself can represent a blessing in disguise. It can say something's coming to an end, Tower, something has come to an end in your life. But I think now you're seeing how this ending was actually a blessing. And the Ten of Swords to me is a good card. I don't look at any 10 as a bad card. Ten of Swords to me says that something is dead, done, over with for sure, but it's also the rebirth. It's about, it can represent rock bottom, being a victim, and things like that, but really, he's dead. It doesn't get much worse than this, and that might sound dark, but really, it just says that he needs to realize that something has passed on, has left his life, and he needs to move on to something better. You have this ant spirit. It says time to collaborate. You have the seahorse. It says watch and wait. Yeah, I think you need to just wait, because I believe that there's a blessing in disguise coming in for you. I feel like this whole entire reading is really just saying that there is a blessing that will be coming in for you very shortly. So I definitely like that. But we're going to clarify through here, Aquarius. With the Nine of Swords and the Lovers, you have the Queen of Cups. I think you're entering into a heart-based time. I think you need to trust your intuition more as well with the Queen of Cups. She really trusts that her intuition is guiding her in the right direction. She really listens to that inner voice. And that's exactly what I feel the Queen of Cups is encouraging you to do. It's encouraging you to tap into your heart, and I feel like maybe some of you have, I wouldn't say that you're like codependent. That's not what I'm like trying to say here, but I think that some of you have maybe been forced to be in a position where you have been on your own, or you feel like you have had to make your own decisions, or whatever the case may be. That's like what's popping into my head here. And I kind of feel like this is saying that was to connect you to your heart. So if there has been a difficult ending, I think the universe is trying to connect you to like your inner voice, and I think that's what's going on here. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Definitely time to set yourself free. Eight of Swords, says pick the new path as well. Eight of Swords is about only seeing one way to do things when there are many ways to do pretty much everything. So I feel like you need to stay flexible, stay open to all the different ways there are to do pretty much everything in your life. And I feel if you could do that, then you will be very successful. So, I would stay flexible here. And, I think that this kind of looks like partially a challenging reading, but really it's not. I think it's saying there are very easy solutions to the things that you've gone through. And so there you go. With the Tower, you have the Five of Cups. I do feel like there could be regrets. Again, if this is a breakup, I feel like both people have regrets in a situation here, which really doesn't do anything. So I feel for some of you, again, like I said, if you need to write a letter to an ex, if you need to get closure, whatever, I'm not saying we can't force a person to give us closure, for the most part, right? So there's really nothing we can do. And we really have to give ourselves closure. So, I kind of feel like for some of you, this is about needing to do that. The reason I say that is because he's grieving the loss of these three cups right here, but there are these two cups behind him in this bridge in this castle. It's like once he's focusing so much on something that he no longer enjoys, and maybe you no longer enjoy grieving the loss of something, and it's time to look on the bright side. It's time to look at all the things that you have to gain, and I think that's what this is saying. With the Six of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. I do feel like some of you maybe experienced, of course, a stabbed in the back situation where someone stabbed you in the back, or someone, did you dirty here. This could be communication with that person, or that person, maybe that person wants closure as well. And it's like, if someone stabbed you in the back, do they deserve closure? Not really. But what I would say is, like, I was getting kind of like a weird story of like a lie or something like that. I think I said this at the beginning of the reading. This is a complex reading. I'm not going to lie either. But I almost get a story where it's like maybe someone left you, but it's like someone lied to them about you. I kind of have like that story popping into my head as well here, especially with this, because that looks like a person moving on from you and maybe someone lied to them about you or about the situation, or maybe they believed something in their own head that wasn't true, and now, they could be coming in to apologize or whatever. I don't know. This looks messy, this part of it right here. So again, if you dealt with a person who left you under weird circumstances, or maybe without closure, or you're not sure what happened, I would be careful, because it's like, do you really want to bring all this junk back up into your life? Probably not. With the Four of Swords, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is about gaining enlightenment. See, I think you have, the weird part is I feel some of you have gained closure. The Hangman, he has put himself in Hangman mode so that he can gain enlightenment. His head is glowing. He sacrificed movement, the use of his arms and his legs, but now he has the answers. So if you feel like you have answers, I kind of feel it would be a good time to, put something to rest here, completely move on from it so that you can start moving forward. For others, I feel that this is saying that you've taken the time to heal, Four Swords, and now you're ready to move forward in life. So again, blessing in disguise. I feel like this is the messy part. This is the future, the good part. And so I would keep moving forward. I would focus on the future. I would focus on whatever you have become enlightened to. I feel like it's almost like a vacuum, right? I almost feel that for some of you, it's so weird. It's like the past is there. It's like a vacuum. It's trying to suck you back this direction, right? But it's like there's another vacuum over here that's much more positive, where you want to move towards that, right? You want to move towards this vacuum over here. I feel like a sucking energy on both sides. That's what she said. And I feel that this side is the side that you want to go to, because this is going to be, newness, new opportunities, new things, better things. With the Four of Cups, you have the Death card. Yeah, this has been a difficult transformation or transition that you've been going through. I really feel that you've been going through a very deep change. I mean, Pluto going over the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius several times over the past couple of years now. It's going to do it one more time, before Pluto officially moving into your sign in November. And so you've been probably, going back and forth, experiencing death and rebirth or transformations. And, luckily that's coming to an end. But I also feel that the Death card is saying that you're finally going through a positive transformation. The two pillars from the moon show up back here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars. It basically says that you're entering into a sun period. So maybe you've been in a period of confusion, and now you're stepping into a period of light here, Aquarius. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is about security. And it is a card of holding on too tightly to the past, but I actually feel pretty good about this because, again, we have so much stuff about your foundation here, especially with the Tower getting reduced down to a foundation. This right here could say that you are rebuilding your foundation, or a foundation, right? Yeah, with the Page of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is what the universe wants. I feel like the universe is kind of wanting you to move towards the light, wanting you to move towards the blessing. I almost feel the beginning of the reading is like darkness. You've been in this period of darkness or a challenge or a never-ending nightmare, and now the light switch has clicked on, and there's like that little pinprick of light that has appeared, and this could be something that you're curious about. So I really feel this is your future feeling. So you're going to feel blessed. You're going to feel like you have received what you deserve. But again, I also feel there's an action that needs to be taken in your reading, which is you need to follow your curiosity. If you're being curious about new opportunities, new directions, this might mean that you have to completely leave something behind, but I feel like it'll be worth it, is also what this reading is saying. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. I would be careful of a past person coming back, trying to cause conflict or trying to cause problems, or, getting all up in your business or whatever here. But the Five of Wands is about learning from conflict. I always say that these people, they're using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So they are learning how to battle. They are learning how to fight. And I feel that whatever you've been through, it's like maybe it's been very difficult, of course, but you have learned how to survive. You've learned how to deal with what you have been dealing with, whatever that is, right? You have this intuition card. Definitely time to trust your intuition for sure. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups says you need to follow your heart, and you also, she's also very intuitive, and so she needs to follow her intuition. And so I feel you need to follow your intuition. I also feel like you need to keep an eye on your vibration as well. You have a seduction card. Yeah, I feel like there's a new opportunity in love that will be coming in for you in the future. And I feel that's what you need to move towards. Again, this could also be a person who's trying to seduce you. So again, I would move in the new direction towards the Ten of Pentacles, someone who's very, abundant, kind, caring, nurturing. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. in your life. So that's what I would move towards. Yeah, you have this fortune card as well. Yeah, I'm telling you, the beginning of the reading looks bad, right? But I did not feel that the ending was a bad reading, even though you have the Ten of Swords there. I don't look at the Ten of Swords as necessarily a bad card anyway. But I feel like there are fortunes coming in for you. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's something you need to do, right? You need to cut out the past, whatever the past thing is. Doesn't have to be love. Could be anything. It could be a belief about yourself. It could be, a job that just isn't working. Could be anything. And I feel that there's a much brighter future, but it's almost like there's that vacuum, that thing that is kind of like holding on to you. It could be a belief that you're not good enough to get that new job, or a belief that you're not good enough to start that business, or whatever the Ten of Pentacles is. But, I think there are great fortunes coming in for you, or like blessings, if you move towards them, right? You have this negotiation card. Like, no settling at this time either is what I'm getting. I feel like you need to make sure that you're not settling for less in your life. And I feel you need to move towards, what you truly desire. And that's what I would go for here. And finally, you have this caution card. Yes, I would be careful of other people. I would be careful of any exes, anything like that I would avoid with this energy. But pretty interesting reading. I kind of feel like there's a blessing in disguise coming in for you as well, Aquarius. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.